So then I came across yourselves and ordered some Tongkat Ali. So I'd probably say within the first couple of days, I was already noticing like a massive increase in energy. So then I got my next lot of bloods and they were off the scale. Basically, before I started taking Tongkat Ali, so I'm 42 at the minute, really started getting serious about training more, like working on my fitness, probably like in lockdown because my main gym closed.
Okay.
So what was happening, so me and a few of my friends in work started doing a lot of running. So my friends in work probably had 10 years on me. And it was very frustrating that I was unable to potentially keep up with them, no matter how much training I did. So it bobbed up. I think it was on a podcast, on the internet. It was a gentleman that was the head of his field within the science industry, and basically said about Tongkat Ali. So took it at that particular time and took it with a pinch of salt. But then it kept on popping up again and again and again. So I had a conversation with an individual in work that's got a degree in biological science. Very interested training, young, fit he is. So I basically touched on the subject, and before I even finished, he said to me, when they work. Well, I was like, right.
Okay.
No. Then what I did was, but he said to me, he said, to find out what the results are, he said, do a blood test before and do a blood test after.
Yeah.
So I did bloods before, and my testosterone level was at the lower end. I was like, right, okay. So I really didn't know where it was supposed to be. So I also at this particular time as well, I agreed to do a triathlon with one of my other friends. So if you think about this, so I'm working full time, family life, training for a triathlon. It was a little bit draining. So did my blood tests, came back on the lower side. I was like, right, okay, fine. So then I came across yourselves and ordered some Tongkat Ali. So then I started taking them for about 2-3 weeks. So I'd probably say within the first couple of days, I was already noticing like a massive increase in energy. And that's all I needed it for. I didn't need it for anything else, any other issues, just my energy levels. Because all the research that I've done, they do say that when a man becomes about 40-ish, testosterone levels massively drop, estrogen levels massively climb. Bit of a hormone unbalance going on there. And I was like, right, okay. So started taking 2 a day on the morning. And after the first couple of days, I already experienced massive increases in energy.
Wow.
Like, right. So I spoke about these tablets to a lot of people in work, and they were just like, oh, right, okay, Jay. The next fad. So I was like, right, okay, I'll prove it to you with data then.
Yeah.
So then I got my next lot of bloods done, and they came through and they were off the scale. So it actually says on the report, are you taking any sort of like hormone advancement? So like, and I was like, no. So I put other.
Yeah.
It wasn't sure. It's all natural.
Yeah.
And on the report, it actually said, I still got it. I can show you. It says an abnormal high amount of testosterone level in the body. And I will say, like, I have not been fully tested fitness-wise since. So, smashed my triathlon. I booked another. I still do all my running, my cycling. I'm very busy with family, very busy with work. I work 12-hour days and nights.
Okay.
The other day, I was very, very busy in work. I finished the morning. I was busy with family. And then come the evening time, I was like, I really want to go for a run. I sat on the sofa and I was like, I don't know if I've got this in me. And then just something, it was like somebody just switched the light on, and I went out and did only a 7K, but I got back and I was like, oh, I didn't feel overly good about that. Got back, checked my time on my Garmin. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I've physically not been tested. The full effect of Tongkat Ali with myself, I've not fully tested them. So I'm planning on doing, I've got some big things planned. I want to do a 20-mile run. I'm looking at doing a 50-mile bike ride tomorrow, and then I'm planning on doing a 100-mile bike ride soon with my friends. So I want to test the limits, because literally, like, health is wealth, and these things are the next best thing since sliced bread, as far as I'm concerned. And obviously, my experience, and I talk about them a lot, and a lot of individuals in my work of my age and older. I've jumped on the Tongkat Ali, and they've had very, very positive experiences from it. I'm a massive fan of them.
Wow, amazing. That's so amazing to hear. So were you just taking Tongkat, or were you stacking it with anything?
No, just taking Tongkats. Yeah, just taking Tongkat. Yeah, I take so what I do is I take I'll tell a lie actually. First thing in the morning, my morning routine is, so on an empty stomach, wake up, pint of water with a scoop of creatine, and uptake blend of lion's mane, mushrooms, sometimes take ashwagandha, but yeah, the Tongkat, and I just think on a morning, on an empty stomach, and I don't. So what I've started doing as well, like I used to always like eat in the morning, but now I find I don't need to eat in the morning. First thing I'd do, I'd get up and have breakfast, I'd go head off to work, and then we'd get like a first like sort of break about 8ish. So I only eat now at 8 o'clock because I've got the energy to go.
Yeah.
The mindset of like, I don't need to eat. And obviously the health implications as well. There's like, I'm well on board with like the health, the wealth, you know. I don't need to eat literally half as much as what I used to.
Yeah.
Is that down to the Tongkat Ali? Not 100%, possibly. Maybe not. Don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit more mindset.
Yeah.
Definitely energy levels. So yeah, we'll give it to Tongkat. Yeah.
Yeah. I always find, I mean, if I eat like a heavy carb meal at lunch, I just crash in the afternoon. Like, it's just carbs just make me absolutely fall asleep. It's how.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Carbs are. I mean, obviously we need them, but we eat a bit too much carbs. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. Do you know the levels of your blood work off the top of your head, or?
The second test.
Yeah, why though? I mean, if you've got,
yeah. So I think, off the top of my head, I think it was 29.8 per milligram of.
Was it nanogram a deciliter?
Yes, that's possibly correct. Let me just have a quick look.
29 is a decent level, like us.
Yeah, I mean, the all the research is saying that it'll put you back to your late 20s, which in my eyes, I didn't have the mindset I had in my 20s.
Yeah.
I wish I had the no. If I had the mindset I had now in my 20s, I tried to think what I would have been capable of. 29.7 per mmol per litre. Yeah. 29.7.
Was that the second test?
That was the second test. Yeah.
Are you able to find the first, or do you not?
First test. $18.4.
Okay, wow. So that's a decent increase.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
I think as well, it's obviously, quote me if I'm saying something wrong here, but maybe like it's obviously helping with the chemical balance. It's helping with a lot of things, not just the fitness, but like my mood. I didn't have any particular mood, but it's helped me just to balance myself and just help me in work and
mindset.
My mindset and my focus in work, focus with family. Like I've had 2 promotions in work in the past like only a few months. Do you know what I mean? So like my mindset, everything. So if it's not just fitness related, or if it's maybe something else that you need it for, let's say. I've had no trouble with that. Or like maybe like the balancing you chemically.
Yeah.
For other things that are definitely, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Really is. And I really didn't think something could be so good, to be honest.
Yeah, natural as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I would never consider going down the synthetic route either. It's not. No.
No, interesting. Did you have any side effects?
Don't know. So I read a bit about sleep deprivation. I don't know. So maybe the first night or so, but that might have been like psychological, I think, because I've been sleeping fantastically. Right. One of me and my friends that started taking it, a little bit younger, said he was struggling with sleep, and I was like, maybe you're too young. So he's like, the latter side of 30. So I said, maybe you need to wait a couple more years, because they do say 40 and onward. Mm-hmm. But no, not all. No side effects at all.
Nice. Visit nfsupplements.co.uk to get 3 for 2 on our entire range of natural supplements.